Doctor Strange 2 into the multiverse. Crap.
I was about to say that's not the name.
What's happening, everybody? Thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to be talking about Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness. I know we're late, Rich. We're late with this review, but hell, we're still going to do the review anyways because we watched it and we want to talk about it.
There's a
So,
lot to talk about with
a
this one.
lot to talk about. So, if you haven't seen this, this is going to be a spoiler review. So, if you haven't seen this, what the hell are you waiting for? But anyways, go ahead and Rich, go ahead and put that spoiler alert sign up. Bang bang. Did you like that Princess Jack impersonation right there? But anyways, how are we doing,
Bang, bang.
everybody? We're gonna be talking about Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness. We, I know I saw it when it first came out, and Rich had to wait a few weeks to watch it, so that's why it took us a little longer. So it's Richard's fault. It's Richard's fault. But anyways, Rich, right away, man. I just asked you, were you a fan of Doctor Strange, the first one, and did the trailers, did they get you into it? And was your expectation? Did it get your expectations pretty high on this?
I actually did enjoy the first one. And I was kind of shocked it took so long to make a second one.
Mm,
And the trailers definitely right off the bat got me because I knew Sam. Well, in the trailer they showed like zombie Doctor Strange, and
yeah.
then I found out Sam Raimi was directing it, and I was like, Sam Raimi, Evil Dead, this is his type of movie, and I was just excited to see what like how he was gonna imprint his name onto this movie, and I thought he did a fantastic job.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I didn't like the first Doctor Strange. I thought that was one of the bottom five MCU movies that I've seen. Uh, I'm not a comic book guy. I know I keep saying it. I'm not a comic book guy, but I am an MCU guy where I've been, attached to these films that they've been making from Marvel. But I didn't know nothing about the character, and it never caught my eye. So going into this, I saw the trailers, and the trailers look pretty cool. I was real spectacle when going into this movie because I didn't put like high expectations on it because I'm that type of person. Well, I'm like, oh man, they're getting into too many stuff for me as just a regular moviegoer person. With these different multiverses, starting with Spider-Man and all that stuff. But anyways, so the movie starts off right away. I got my popcorn ready. Right away, it starts off. You see them running. They have some action. We see Doctor Strange in a man bun. I'm like, oh, what's this? But man, the action in the beginning, I was for it because usually, they're some movies start off a little slow to get you
Yeah,
into
this is
that
like right off the
second.
bat.
But this started right off the
Right.
bat, Rich.
Yeah,
Right off the bat.
and it started in Spanish. I thought I got the wrong ticket. I thought I got the Spanish version. I'm not even gonna lie.
So I'm like, oh, exactly. I know. It started off, with him in the man bun and everything, running with her,
Yeah.
and dude, I was just, hey, I mean, my popcorn, man, and all through half. Usually, okay, I'll be honest with you. Usually, because it starts off a little slow, a regular movie,
Yeah.
right? I always feel like I'm eating too loud with my popcorn, so I'm like,
But this one
but
started
with
off loud. You're like,
this movie, yeah, I was double fisting it, man.
no one can hear me.
So I'm chopping my popcorn right away. Like, oh, this is perfect. I'm hungry and this popcorn's so good. I'm like, I had no shame, like they can't hear me with all this noise. So anyway, so it starts off really cool, man. I'm not gonna lie. They introduced us to, man, you guys are gonna kill me. I forgot old girl's name, and I
America
didn't write it in my,
Chavez.
huh?
America Chavez.
Thank you. That's
There
why I
you
got
go.
you on this show with me, my
Yeah,
brother.
I gotta bring something. I gotta bring something.
You got to bring something. I'm just playing. You bring a lot, but still, they bring America Chavez in here and introduce us to his kid. I have no idea who this kid is. I have no
Yeah.
clue, and you don't know either until they bring you up. And then right, like I said, the action is just nonstop in the beginning, and you're like, oh, okay, what's going on? And then you see. Dr. Strange died, basically the man bun one, I
Yeah,
would say the man bun,
man bun
the
Strange.
man bun died, and you're like, oh shoot, what's going on here,
Yeah.
And but anyways, going into that, uh, and then this is one of my cool scenes, man. I love this scene. Um, it, Doctor Strange, he goes sees Wanda, and then
Yeah.
Wanda's in this like I don't know, like I don't know how you
Too
call it.
perfect of a little world
Too
she
perfect
created
of a
for
little
herself.
world,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, but it's believable. It's believable.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
she's
thought so
hiding.
too. Yeah.
It's believable. And then right away, and she's talking to him, and then right away, you hear um right away you hear that she's like, oh, she messed up. Like he never told her name,
Yeah.
America Chavez,
Yeah.
and everything. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, everything goes away, disappears into, and then she turns into Scarlet Witch, and I'm just like, dude, that was so awesome. Like, dude, I'm like, this is cool. Like Scarlet Witch, and I'm sorry I mean, she's a very attractive lady, but then when she turns into Scarlet Witch, it just hypens up for me. I'm sorry. I'm just like, oh my god. I'm just sitting there, and then lo and behold, she's the villain.
Yeah.
She's the
Which
main
which
antagonist.
which I was happy about because the way they ended WandaVision,
Yes.
like look, so the way they end WandaVision with her in that little cabin, just like conjuring up all these things, trying because she wants to get her two children back. She wants
Right.
that universe back. So the
That's the thing
fact,
too. You know what?
yeah,
I don't mean to cut you off too, but I guess you had to watch or
yeah,
understand what was going on in WandaVision
yeah,
to kind of get Scarlet Witch, aka Wanda's character right now,
yeah.
to understand her. I guess that's the only thing you had to really one of the main things you had to understand. So, but
Yeah.
anyways, go ahead.
So the way they ended it, and then the way they start this one, where she's like in a perfect little world. At the time, I was like, wait a minute, did I miss something? Like she
Right.
was just in hiding, in a cabin, conjuring up whatever she was doing, like flipping pages through her book and everything.
Yeah.
So at the time, I was like, wait a minute, like what's going on? I must have missed something. But whenever she does, uh, present herself to be the same Scarlet Witch that we saw last, and being presented as the villain, the way I was so glad that they still had her like that because it was hard for me to see Scarlet Witch as a villain. Like we got a little bit of it in WandaVision, but I was a little nervous to see how she would do as 100% pure evil, and just to see how she was going to be as the main antagonist. So I was excited when that scene happened.
Right. So we're gonna go straight down to. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions here. So, what was the pros of this movie? Well, let's go straight. Yeah, what is the pros of this movie
Okay.
for you personally? I mean, give me a one or two pros that you really, really liked about this
The
movie.
story,
The
I thought
story.
they did a fantastic job with the story, and I loved Sam Raimi's touch in here.
Gotcha.
I loved him from all the way back to the days of Evil Dead, and I felt like he put a lot of Evil Dead-ish kind of stuff into this. I mean, the story was about a book, just like Evil Dead was about the Book of the
Yes.
Dead or the Book of Evil, and this one was about an evil book that they were trying to keep out of Wanda's hands. Uh, just and there's like scenes whenever they're like in like the sewer and they're trying to escape from Wanda and she's walking like a zombie and like the little jump
Yes.
scares.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
100% Sam Raimi right there. So those are my two pros: the story that they created for Sam Raimi and Sam Raimi's directing. I loved it.
Yeah, the story was pretty decent. I ain't not gonna lie. Like I said, I had some reservations on this stuff. Like I don't know what to expect. And
Yeah,
then when they gave me Scarlet Witch, my anxiety got down. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm digging this. Definitely Scarlet Witch, bringing her as the main villain with the horror type deal that it brought.
yeah,
And we'll discuss the famous fight scenes with the other superheroes that we'll
yeah.
talk about in a little
Oh
bit
man,
here. Man, I thought that was awesome. But her, listen, a lot of these MCU films, for me, even the TV series, a lot of the villains don't they're a miss for me. A lot
Yeah.
of them are a miss for the villains in the
Uh-huh.
MCU. I'm not gonna lie. So it's such a good villain that I could say that this was easily my personal top 3 villain of the MCU, possibly number 2.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious when I say about
I
this.
gotta agree with you on that one too.
The best, because
Cause
this was just an awesome villain antagonist
yeah.
that it was crazy that I was just in love how they did it, how they did the story. And another thing too is, um, like I said, it's just from the action. I wasn't like disengaged between acts 1, act 2, you know what I'm saying? And well, I'll just I'll say something later about act 3.
Yeah.
I'll talk about that later. But act 1 and act 2, I was totally engaged, totally, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that. I love how, did you like how kind of inferior, I guess you would say, or possibly how strong Wanda is in this film?
You know, what you were saying with like the top 3 villains of all time, she has to be, in my
Yeah.
opinion, either the strongest or the second strongest villain I've ever seen. Like in the movie, she was unstoppable. Like
Yes.
I know we're not skipping to the end, but at the end, you see that she basically had to take herself out because
Hmm.
no one can stop her. Doctor
Hmm.
Strange, Xavier, all these people that they bring
Yeah.
in, no one can stop her. So uh, she was definitely one of my favorite villains of all time. And I was a little nervous too because I'm not a big fan of Scarlet Witch. Like I
Yes.
watched WandaVision, but I wasn't a big fan of Scarlet Witch or Vision. I
Hmm.
watched that. I liked her in that, but then she had to go 100% pure evil, and I didn't know if Elizabeth Olsen could do it or be believable. And
Right.
there's some scenes, man, where it's just like, damn, she did. I thought she
Yeah.
did a great job.
She was just on one track mind. She doesn't
Yeah,
she was like, you know what? Why can't I have this life? I
yeah,
want this life. I'm going to do whatever is possible to
yeah,
have this life that
yeah,
she wanted with her with kids.
yeah, with her
But anyways,
kids.
going further in the movie. So how did you like America Chavez's story, her character, how they kind of bring it to light, her background? Did you like that character at all?
I actually did. I mean, I thought she did a fantastic job or a great job with just being thrown into the movie, not giving them much background. And you actually
Hmm.
felt for her. Like,
Yeah.
she's having all these people she can't really trust because a lot of them are trying to take her power away from her because she can't handle it.
Right.
So you do feel for her. And then whenever they show the backstory of how she got separated from her parents, like yeah, you feel for her because she just can't control it. And she feels like she killed her own parents.
Right.
So I thought she did a great job for someone who didn't have uh, a crazy buildup. Like they didn't dig too much into her background, but I thought she did a really good job.
Yeah, she did a good job as far as the actress did. The story was okay. I mean, they didn't really go all in on her story, so you're still wondering a little bit. You're still wondering a lot about her character because he just showed the beginning of how she, you know,
Yeah,
is seeking her mother type deal. Her
yeah,
parents, I think, her two mothers. So that's other than that, she just has uncontrollable power. So they didn't go in depth, which was good because it's not an America Chavez movie. It
yeah. It's
wasn't
not.
all about her,
Which
but they
yeah, yeah,
wanted to get
yeah.
some background on her, which was cool. And then I was scared about the multiverse scene. So I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, we're gonna be jumping to different multiverses. I ain't gonna lie, I was so scared because I'm like, I'm gonna get lost.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get lost because I, I mean, I got lost a little. I was thinking about like at Endgame, Avengers Endgame. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get lost because they already got two different universes of Thanos and everything. I'm like, wait, this doesn't make any sense. My brain can't function like this. Hold on, So I'm thinking, man, and I watched Spider-Man prior to this for sure, and that was a good movie as well. And I like that, but they brought the characters into our verse. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This is going to different verses, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna get confused because I felt like I had to pay attention to everything that they're saying at all
Yeah.
these different verses, to add up. But you know what? I was pleasantly surprised where how they did kind of describe the different multiverses type deal that they went into. But
Yeah.
it explained it well, quickly, and it wasn't like all crazy for me. So it was cool for me. How did you think how they jumped in different verses? How did it work for you?
I thought they did a great job. The only time that it even slightly got a little out of control was whenever she grabbed Doctor Strange and they went through all those different multiverses, or yeah, multiverses, and there's even one where they're like jello or slime or something like that.
Oh, like a
But that
painting
part,
type deal? Uh-huh.
yeah, but not out of control as I'm like, okay, that that was too much. But that was the only time you ever saw them jump from, like a crazy amount of different
Yes.
universes.
Uh-huh.
But that little scene I actually enjoyed, how they were just going through different, like, one where they're cartoons or like animated, one where they're like jello or slime. I thought that scene was really cool.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool how they did the multiverse. I liked how
Yeah,
they
I liked it.
kind of simplified it for me because I'm simple. But anyways, so then they go to this one verse, right? And Doctor Strange is dead. And you're like, oh, you're thinking like he was a hero and everything. And then they go to uh I don't know what you call it, like Illuminati.
Yeah, the
I know it's not
Illuminati.
like, but it is. He goes over there. I forgot a lot of these people's names. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't do my homework well. But they showed Reed Richards did Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
What is his name? John Krasinski.
Yeah, John
Even
Krasinski.
playing that role because you were wondering if he was going to play that role or not if he was ever asked. And Professor X,
Yeah,
dude,
that was a
he came
shocker.
out in the original
Yellow. Yeah.
yellow wheelchair. I'm like, no, they did it. No, they did it.
And they even had
Um,
the X-Men music as he was coming out. That was pretty
yes,
cool.
yes.
Yeah.
Um, and then Wanda came in, man. Tell me about that scene for you, man. We all know this scene. If you had this scene, if you're into video this far, you know what we're talking
Yeah.
about. Tell me
That
about that scene.
that scene to me was a turning point for Wanda. There it showed like she just doesn't give a shit. Like
Yeah.
the scene in the very beginning whenever she fights with Doctor Strange and Wong and everything, where they have all their I think they're like sorcerers, all the
Yes.
sorcerers. That scene was pretty brutal. But this one, the fact that she's taken out like, known superheroes, Reed Richards, you got Black Bolt, you got Captain Britain. I don't know if you ever seen What If, but that's where she's from. If people out there have
Oh,
seen
okay.
What
Yeah.
If, she's from that. And just that scene alone, man. Man, I can't get that Black Bolt scene out of my head. Whenever Reed Richards is like, he can destroy you with just one word.
Oh, yeah.
Or yeah, with one word out of his mouth, and
Yeah.
she
One
goes,
word of his
"What
mouth.
mouth?" And he's just that, and him imploding, man. That whole scene, and then Reed Richards, man, he go, he gets, that's one of my favorite lines that she had. Whenever she's like, "Do your kids have a mother?" And Reed Richards like, "Yes, they do." And she's like, "Good. They'll have someone. The kids will have someone to raise them when their dad's gone or whatever, or at
Mhm.
least the kids will have someone to raise them." That right there was, she was already too gone. How did you feel about that scene though?
Dude, it was awesome because I wasn't sure how they were gonna show this as far
Yeah.
as how brutal she was with them. I wasn't sure if they were gonna be brutal. I thought she was just gonna kick their butts and they'd be like,
Yeah.
no,
She ended
no.
their
She
life.
laid waste and
Yeah.
just destroyed them. I was like, oh, I was just in there, another handful of popcorn. Just in my eyes like this, like what is going on here? But I loved it. I thought it was great how they handle that. I mean, they made her powerful, but they kind of gave us a hint that she was powerful when she went against Thanos in
Yeah.
Endgame.
Yeah,
They
they
gave
show
you
it.
a glimpse.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure if you're a Marvel fan, you're watching this, you know what scene I'm talking about
yeah,
in Endgame. But yeah, it just I was so I was pleasantly surprised how brutal she was with them. And I
yeah,
loved it. How she just defeated Professor X like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a powerful guy like him, even how she destroyed him and
yeah.
everybody else. It was good. I like seeing that. And and then we go to the third act, we go to the third act, we see zombie, we call him zombie Doctor Strange type
Zombie
deal.
Strange.
Yeah, exactly. Wanda at the temple with the book and everything. Um, and she's heighten her power, I guess. I mean, I think she's keep just getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love that chase scene they were doing with him and America Chavez during the tunnels kind of type deal. It was like
Oh yeah, that was
kind of
awesome.
like a horror. It was so
That's
horror-ish.
Sam Raimi right
Just
there, man. That's what I
yeah,
loved
just I'm
about
like
it.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
And then but anyways, back to like the zombie Doctor Strange and everything. Um I'm not gonna lie, this is the one. And guys, I'm old. It was late at night with day this came out. I went to go see it, so I dozed off a little bit with the Doctor Strange thing when he was talking to him and trying to figure out different things.
Uh-huh.
And I dozed off because I was just, I don't know, they were losing me a little bit there, which is fine. I mean, it happens. They were just losing me just a little bit there, and I didn't doze off like over 5 minutes. It must have been like a minute or something like this. But you know, in the movie theater. But
Yeah.
it just did. It kind of lost me a little bit. But that's just me. I just my attention span maybe. But but until up to that point though, I was cool about. And so, anyways, and did you like how it all ended with Wanda? Her showing her with her kids and seeing
Yeah.
the frightened face of actual Wanda. I'm saying she's
Yeah,
Scarlet
yeah.
Witch coming into the verse, but you
And
seen the frightened face of Wanda, and then she pushed her away, and the
yeah.
kids, the emotion and fear the kids had.
Yeah.
Did you love how that scene, how they portrayed her in that scene, and those kids in that scene?
Yeah, that was like that was like America Chavez's way of showing like, this is the only way she can be stopped is by her own self, seeing how her own kids view her. So I thought that scene was awesome. Uh, you know, showing the how much of a different person she has
Mhm.
from what she was to what she has become, and even to where her own children are terrified of her. So yeah, I like that scene. How did you feel about the kids though? How did you feel about their acting?
Uh, it was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't good. It was okay though. It was okay. It wasn't that great, but I didn't expect that to be great either, but they did certain little things to appreciate some of the humanization of them, of like, let's go out to ice cream, and you just see you know how
I
much they love
thought
them.
I thought those kids were cringy as fuck.
They're
Cringy,
kids,
bro. I
man. They're
don't
kids.
care.
But they were cringe. They were cringy. That's how I felt about the whole Wanda series. It was
Man.
cringy. That
Yeah,
whole
that
thing
was
was
cringy, but that
cringy. But
stupid little ice cream song, "Mommy, ice cream, I want ice cream," and they're just sitting at the on the couch. I was like, dude, this is so freaking cringy. Forget
oh
those
man,
kids. Forget
God,
your
with
made
your
up
damn ice
kids.
cream son. You're an ice cream,
But
damn it. Go get a job.
but hopefully, like you were talking about how like you dozed off. Hopefully, you didn't doze off on one of the best fighting scenes I feel like in the movie. Next to
Yeah.
like the whole when they're fighting, whenever she's fighting the Illuminati, was whenever he was fighting that other Doctor Strange who lost his entire world. He was like the only one there. Like he lost in that universe, and they
Oh no
start
no no no.
fighting. They start fighting with music notes. Oh, dude, that was awesome. To
No,
me, that was
I
awesome.
woke up right there.
Yeah,
I woke
that
up right there. I
that
don't
that
know what it
scene
was. It was just like, eh.
that
But
scene was
I woke
awesome.
up. Like I said, it was just a minute, guys. Don't
Yeah,
hate on me. It's just a minute.
hate on him. Hate on him in the comments.
I had too much
Destroy
popcorn.
him.
I had too much popcorn in my belly.
So that scene right there was awesome. And another scene right before the whole Wanda stuff happened was whenever Doctor Strange or was zombie Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
he took control of the spirits. They were like,
Oh
heckling
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Dude, that scene right there, 100% right there, Sam Raimi, man. Like the comedic way these spirits were with him,
Yes.
like even the way they sounded, that just reminded me so much of Sam Raimi. And uh, that's one of the things I wish they did a little bit more of. If there was a con, I wanted a more zombie Doctor Strange,
Gotcha.
because the way they made him to where he got control of the spirits, and he made them as like one of his own weapons. Like he controlled them, and whenever he launched from that hilltop to Wanda, and you just hear the little creatures or spirits like heckling as he like flew, and his cape is the creature,
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
spirits. Dude, that part was awesome, man. I just wish they would have did more with that. But that would have to be a con right there. Just with I wanted more zombie.
All right, this is too much of a love fest for this film. Let's get into the dirty. What are some of the Mrs. Cons, if any, for you did not like, besides those cringy ass kids?
Well, I gotta bring it up. Cringy ass kids. That's all I'm gonna say. I already went into detail with that. I wanted more zombie Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, because in the trailer it just made you want that. Like he could have done so
Right.
much more. It could have been so much more of a better fight. Uh, I'm not gonna lie. Those are probably my only two cons, because I thought the acting was really good. I loved
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth Olsen as a villain, which I was very shocked that I actually enjoyed it. And I kind of like the way that she just sacrificed herself for the greater.
Right.
She knew that there was no turning back for her. She did too much. So, what about you?
Me, that third eye, that CGI on that
Oh,
thing, that did not work for me, man.
maybe
I'm sorry.
maybe
That
they ran
third
out of
eye
budget.
CG. They must have ran. Yeah, you're right. They must have ran out of
Yeah, they
budget,
must
but
have ran out of budget.
that did not work for me whatsoever. It's not a lot of stuff I have to is bad about this movie, but that was definitely one. Um, the other two things, I got two more things. Well, basically, it's one thing. The end credits, the ending. Ah, my God, this is where you're gonna lose me. Okay, I talked about the multiverse, how it's going to be too much for me, probably.
Uh huh.
And I was nervous about that. Now they got this person coming out of a multiverse and they're jumping into with Dr. Strange at the end. I'm like, oh, this is it. This is probably the last Doctor Strange I'll probably watch or be liking, because it's just too much,
You
man. It's
talking
too
about
much for
Charlie
my little
Theron?
brain. It's too much for my little brain to handle.
Are you
Okay,
talking
I
about
don't
Charlie
like
Theron?
huh?
You talking about Charlie Theron's character?
Yeah, it's too
Oh,
much.
okay,
I
too
have no idea
much.
who that. You see, I'm just a regular moviegoer person.
Yeah.
I don't know who the hell that person is. Yeah, I know you can go on YouTube, you can go on this platform, whatever, and find out who it is. But you know what? I just don't know who that is. So it didn't do nothing for me except for like, oh shit, I'm not gonna. That didn't do it for me, because it's like I talk about the multiverse,
Yeah.
type thing. That did not do it for me whatsoever. Uh, the ending part, with his third eye, and then him jumping into a different uh I don't want to call it metaverse, but that's Facebook. But it's different
Multiverse.
multiverse or
Or
whatever the
yeah,
hell,
universe.
universe and type deal. And that just like was like a sour grate for me. I'm just like, well, I'm not saying that made it a bad movie rating for me. I'm just saying I just didn't like that part. It didn't do it for me. And then the very end credit. And people's like, well, what do you have a problem with the end credit? Because they know we're all sitting there at the movie theater,
It's
watching.
Bruce Campbell, bro.
But dude, you're watching a okay, this was two. It was a short movie. It was a little bit over a 2-hour movie. But they know you have to go through 25 to 30 minutes of previews, and then you're gonna watch all the credits and just watch the end credits. We're all there watching the end credits, not moving a damn muscle. We're like, oh, there's gotta be something at the end. Gotta be something. And all he just said was, "Oh, it's fine, it's fine. I'm back to normal or whatever." I'm like, this sucks.
Dude, come
I'm like,
on.
I'm sitting there the whole
That's
damn time. It
It's
didn't do it for me.
Bruce Campbell. I cannot hate Bruce Campbell, bro. He's like another Jeff Goldblum for me. Like you cannot be upset at at Bruce Campbell. I even liked him whenever they did it earlier in the movie. I was gonna ask you about that. I was like, how do you feel about the whole scene with him whenever he first started hitting himself? Come on, man. This is a Sam Raimi film. You know he's gonna be part of it somehow.
No.
I
But
loved
anyway,
it.
all right. Well, let's get to the end of this video. What's your final thoughts on this movie, and give me your rating?
One of my favorite Marvel movies already. It was
Really?
one of my favorite, yeah. And you already know my number one all-time Marvel movie is Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe Thor Ragnarok after that, but this one, I mean, it's up there. Rating wise,
Out of 1 to
I
10.
yeah, I'd have to give it like 9 out of 10 in my rating.
Really?
9 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
the one that lost at one point of those cringy ass fucking kids, man. Forget them kids.
All right, my final thoughts, man. I didn't have very high expectations for this, so that right there helped me a lot because I was in fear of being lost with the multiverse, and I'm not a Doctor Strange fan. And I like this movie, I really do, and I love the villain, and it was pretty good for me. The action was crazy, was good. I loved it. I was engaged, and it really worked for me because it was about her. This was a Scarlet Witch movie.
Yeah.
It was not a Doctor Strange movie. And I think that's exactly why it caught my eye, and I enjoyed this film so much.
Yeah.
So I know people are like, well, what's your rating? Well, mine's going to be a 7.8. Okay. That's good. That's good. Okay. I'm never going to put anything higher than 9.5 because I'm just not, because you never know what's going to be the next best film or anything. But 7.8 is very good. Definitely go see it. I would watch it twice at the theaters for sure.
I'm definitely going to watch it whenever it's
I
on
haven't yet, but
demand.
I definitely worth watching twice for sure in the movie theaters. But it was very good. I'll give it a 7.8. But yeah, what about you out there? Did you enjoy this movie? What was your thoughts about it? What's your rating? Write your comments down below. And you agree with me and Rich. We both kind of agree this is one of the best top villains MCU has developed, has given us.
Yeah.
What did you think? Do you think she's top 3, like how I said, or top 5, how you want to say it? Definitely number 3, if not 2 for me.
Yeah.
Of MCU villain so far. All right. That's going to be it for me and Rich. Hey, give us a like if you like this video. Comment down below. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. We truly appreciate it. And if you are subscribing, thank you very much.
Get us to 100 subscribers. We're moving up every week. 100 subscribers. Come on, let's get that.
Know? We just love talking stuff over here on movie reviews and different types of series and stuff, you know.
Yeah, and if you appreciate the content we're putting out, please give us a share. Sharing to your friends and everything. I mean, that goes a long way. Gets us more subscribers. Please, you know, whatever you guys can do. I mean, we're doing this for you guys, and we're doing this because we enjoy it. Like this is,
and we love for people to get engaged. We want people to
put
their comments down, whether it's good or bad,
or indifferent.
Yeah, we love people to be engaged here.
Yeah.
And if you got questions for us, or you want us to do a certain reaction or review, let us know, because we know we do those extremely late reviews. We love doing those. But yeah, leave it down below. And this is me and Rich. Bang bang.